am Madhuri Buddha from Department of Education, Maharishi Gandhi University, Rohtak. With the greetings of the day, let us discuss our next topic, sources of identifying the research problem. Here, under this topic, we will discuss what research problem is, how the research problem is selected, and what are the characteristics of a good research problem, and the criteria of evaluating a research problem. And the learning objective of today's session are: the learners will be able to conceptualize research problem, the learners will be able to understand the sources of selecting a research problem, the learners will be able to understand the characteristics of a research problem, and the learners will be able to understand the criteria of evaluating a research problem. Dear friends, the first step in research process is selection of appropriate research problem. As the initiation of research is the first felt difficulty and the researcher wants to solve this difficulty or the problem. In our earlier videos, we have discussed various areas of educational research, and in each area many problems exist which may be of pure applied and action research in nature. These problems made to be identified and then solved by the process of research. Research problem identification may be a tedious task but a very important step of research process. Apart from the basic knowledge about the area of research, logical thinking, imagination and patience are required on the part of the researcher. Initially, the researcher may not be acquainted with areas in which the research is required. Moreover, he may not be competent in following the procedure for selecting appropriate problem. Let us discuss some various basic aspects related to the problem selection. First and foremost important thing for a researcher is to choose the broad area within which the research may be conducted. The researcher must have an interest in that area because it will be his or her enthusiasm and curiosity which will lead to the successful conduction of research process. This selected field must be such that the researcher is able to take required initiative and the originality. He must have thorough understanding of the known facts and ideas of the field, and it will help the researcher to know about the studies already conducted and the problems which remain unsolved related to that topic. Moreover, under the head Suggestions for Further Research, it will also help the researcher in identifying the research gaps which exist in the core of knowledge component. Annual bibliography and periodicals of educational research will help in informing about the research studies of the field in which the researcher has skills and the competencies. Now, once the research field is finalized, the researcher is to get the specific field to a particular problem. He needs to state a specific question which he tries to solve with the application of scientific method. All the research problems cannot be answered by a single research process, and moreover, all the education problems are not researchable. So some important sources are being discussed here which help the researcher to select a problem. First source is professional literature. Professional literature is the area which the researcher has experienced in his professional life. Extensive study of available literature by the investigator such as abstracts, journals, research reports, bibliographies of books and articles, periodicals, yearbooks suggest and explore various areas of research. There may be some very specific and particular sources of identifying the problem like encyclopedias of educational research, the handbooks of research on teaching and psychological abstracts. These can also be used as a professional literature. Various surveys of educational research are exclusive sources of identification of problem. Moreover, under the head Suggestion for Further Research, in published research work also leads to many researchable problems. These suggestions will help the researcher to develop an insight about how the research was conducted and the detail of the procedure adapted. It could be used to give insight to solve other research problems and how the similar research studies can be conducted in another fields also and with different samples. Next source is experience as a professional in any area. This is the most common source of problem identification, specifically for the beginners to conduct research related to his own experience in the profession. As a researcher in the field of education, if the researcher has experience of classroom interaction, then from there he must have seen dynamic interaction between teacher and the students, between students and the students, and the learning material and the students. This interaction may be a rich source of problem which can be solved through educational research. Classroom discussions may also be a good source of many research problems, as the teacher may find some behavioral issues confronting him in the classrooms. Probable effect of teachers' behavior, classroom instructions on students' academic achievement and personality, and analysis of learners' behavior in terms of interest, personality, intelligence, and other cognitive and non-cognitive behaviors. Decision about teaching methods to enhance learning may be a research problem which emerge out as a problem from researchers' own experience. Classroom interaction is not only the source of problem identification, there may be some other sources under professional experience, which may be the learner's motivation, attitude, aptitude, home environment, peer group influence, and the institutional effects, which can also be a source for problem identification. Interaction with the researchers and the good speakers while participation in seminars and conferences may also provide rich source of research problem. Next source is theories and the principles. Many theories and principles have various inferences imbibed in them. These inferences integrated in the theories can be applied to various classroom situations, and this testing related to the application aspect can be researched upon. It may help in determining that whether a particular theory can be translated and applied in actual practice. Next source is theories and principles. Many theories and principles have various inferences imbibed in them. These inferences integrated in the theories can be applied to various classroom situations, and this testing related to the application aspect can be researched upon. It may help in determining that whether a particular theory can be translated and applied in actual practice. Theories of motivation, learning, and sociological theories may provide rich source of topics by testing the application of the inferences drawn from them. Only by conduction of research on the application of inferences drawn from these theories, the validity, practicability, and the scope of these theories can be tested. The next source is sociological and technological changes. Sociological and technological changes both demand change in education and development of new course structure and curriculum. These developments always pose new issues and concerns for the researchers to work upon. For example, social and technological changes have led to changes in the use of technology in education and training of teachers with innovative teaching skills and innovative teaching methods. All these changes and developments need to be evaluated by the conduction of research process for their effectiveness. Till now, we have discussed about choosing the broad field or area of research problem and its sources of selection. And once the problem is selected, it needs to be defined and stated precisely for making it amenable to research. There are certain points around which the problem should be defined precisely. First point is, the research problem selected should not be too vague and broad in scope to be researched upon. It should be specific. Second point is, all the other aspects which will not be considered during the study need to be eliminated while stating the problem. It must restrict with the scope of research. Third point is, it must indicate the specific research problem to study. And now let us discuss evaluation of research problem. There are certain criteria which a research problem need to meet for being appropriate research problem. These are as follows. First is, the research problem need to be researchable. All educational problems, specifically the value-based ones, may not be solved by application of scientific methods. Some philosophical questions may not be solved by application of scientific method. It does not mean that the research or scientific method cannot be used to develop solutions to value-based questions and philosophical issues. Rather, the problem must be stated in workable research questions which can be answered empirically. So, the educational problems of any nature need to be stated in workable research form. This statement of problem should be workable research form. The second point is novelty of the problem. There is no point in spending time needlessly on a problem which has already been researched. The researcher need to select a problem which is new and has not been studied so far. This doesn't mean that the repeating a study is always worthless. The researcher may repeat the already existing study only when he wants to verify its finding or he wants to extend the validity of finding in different situations and with different samples. Next criteria is problem should be significant. Significance of the problem selected means what a researcher wants to accomplish from a particular research study. What is the rationale and imperative of selecting a particular research study? What new additions he is going to contribute to the already existing core of knowledge? And all such type of questions signifies the worth of the research problem. So the problem should be significant. Its rationale must be justified. The next criteria is feasibility of the research problem. The above discussed three criteria of evaluating a research problem may be met by a research problem, but this last criterion related to the feasibility aspect is also very important and very crucial, which can be undertaken under some following points. The first point is the researcher's competencies for the research. The researchers need to be competent in the area of research problem selection. He must be acquainted with the concepts, theories and laws of that area. He must be adequately skilled and competent to carry out the research process in that area. Second point is interest and enthusiasm of the researcher. The researcher must be genuinely interested and enthusiastic in carrying out the solution of the research problem. The next point under the feasibility of the problem is feasibility from the aspect of time considerations, financial considerations and administrative considerations. The problem which is under consideration should be such that it can be studied in allotted time period with appropriate expenditure of time. The researcher need to ascertain the necessary financial resources to carry out the research process. And in addition to all these, the researcher must also see the type of data equipments, administrative facilities which may be required in the research process, whether these are available or not. So the feasibility aspect of research process is also very important to give consideration while planning your research. So friends, let us summarize now what we have discussed today. We discussed about concept of research problem, characteristics of research problem, sources of identifying the research problem, and in the last we discussed the evaluation of research problem for conduction of research. So I hope you enjoyed today's learning. Thank you.